Hey, I've been wanting to make this video on my 67 Chevelle. I actually got it from this AMT kit right here, and I've had this kit for a while and finally just built it out and got it pretty much completed here, but for the most part I just wanted to kind of show where it was. My first model is this truck over here. I wanted like a show kind of truck. Actually, I took the engine out of the Chevelle and put in here. The tunnel ram out of this one's from a '66, I think, Chevelle from a previous kit from a long time ago. I still had. I thought looked better than the one that came with the this '67 AMT, but I ended up taking the valve covers and some other parts off of it. I got the booster and the wiring, all that kind of stuff, mostly from Ted's and the Detail Master. But over here, I actually took this engine as a 350 from the truck because I didn't want. I wanted to go for a post-apocalyptic look, and I wanted to kind of be like a demolition derby type car looking thing. So that's a 350. Put in some. Sorry for the shaky camera. Put in some the plug wires and distributor. That was from Detail Master. And my goodness, I can't film this at all. Okay. The fuel lines. I had a Holley double pumper in here, so I wanted to make it look, authentic with the fuel block here and a fuel filter. I actually used this is from just a wiring diode, and I kind of painted it to make it look a little bit like a filter. Everything else on here is pretty much from the truck's kit, except for the headers. I custom built the headers out of. Actually, these tubes are like a 12 gauge, or I think a 12 gauge wire, and I kind of formed them to fit and kind of glued them together, and then took the exhaust pipe and some putty at this junction here and kind of made it into the exhaust. But I thought that came out right. I had to order a master cylinder off of eBay. Somebody had some parts laying around. The electric fan is also from Ted's. Did some wiring there. Just one of the things that look kind of rusty, I like putting rubber hoses on to make it look kind of a little more real. I like using the fittings for the radiator hoses, and had a detail kit for the batteries. So I put in the battery cables, wires, that kind of thing. Just try to make it look a little bit better. Also the tack. I think the tack was Detail Master, and I wanted to make this into a 4x4, so I found an axle on eBay that I was able to kind of lock in here, and cross member, and let's see, transfer case. So I built a cross member for it under here. Let me flip it over. So I didn't end up painting this, but let's see, I got put in some springs that normally, obviously doesn't come with the kit. I kind of built this cross member bar here. Had a transfer case off eBay and some extra parts. I made shorten the drive shaft, and I had to shorten this drive shaft a little bit to lift the back end up from stock. I used some of these springs from a couple of pens. cheap pens. I think I got the pens from the bank. And then put some styrene plastic in the center of those to be like shocks. And then kind of lifted the back end up with some lift blocks in between the axle and the frame. Don't know if you guys can see that. And just kind of covered everything with mud and kind of rusted out the bumpers and stuff. Again, I want like this post-apocalyptic look because I'm building a truck here. This tractor trailer is going to be post-apocalyptic also, so I'm starting to work on that next, but it's going to take some time. So I made this gas drum. You know, I had to cut the trunk lid out and kind of make it look, I don't know, just my own little thing. Kind of rusted out this gas can. The wire mesh in the back came from a aluminum screen. The inside I put the shifter for the 4-wheel drive in there, and then the regular 4-speed shifter, little nitrous bottle. So I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think about it. I had a lot of fun doing this. I think I had more fun doing this than the truck, but they're both so different. You know, one's a show truck, and I made this one just to kind of look kind of nasty, but that's what made it fun. Alright, so any questions, comments, feel free to leave something. I know if you're on here, you're probably building a model too, so wouldn't mind seeing what you guys are up to. But have a good day, and thanks for watching.